Welcome students to the students of standard 10. I welcome you to this class. We have been studying our geography chapter number 3, water resources. In the previous classes I told you many things about water. I have also told you about the multi-purpose projects or the dams. Why dams are called the multi-purpose projects. I have also mentioned some of the uses of dams, as it was said by Jawaharlal Nehru that dams are the temples of modern India because it serves different purposes. In the previous class, we have already discussed about the different purposes, the different uses of dams. But students, remember that as dams have different uses, different purposes, but at the same time, dams are also under criticism. There are many opposition to large dams in different places in different part of India by different people. They have opposed the construction of large dams. So today we are going to see the opposition to large dams, the reasons why people oppose, why dams are under criticism. So there are many reasons for that. For I'm going to tell you that first one is the slowing natural flow of rivers. Opposition to large dams. Why people oppose the construction of large dams? Why dams are under criticism? Because as dams have many uses, the same time it also has many negative effects. So those negative effects we are going to discuss in today's class. First number, it slows the natural flow of river. We know that rivers naturally flow, and with the flow they carry the sediments and deposits in the plain area, and in this way they create floodplains, the deltas, and these are very fertile lands. For example, northern plain is created by many rivers that run through the Himalayas, and they deposit huge sediments every year, and a vast land of northern plain is created which is most fertile. So students, when dams are constructed across the rivers, the natural flow of water is stopped, the natural flow of water is blocked, and which creates many problems. The second is excessive sedimentation at the bottom of the reservoir, leading to the rockier stream beds. As I told you, the first problem, the first effect is that once you block the natural flow of water, the second thing happens that the excessive sedimentation. So the soil that the river carries from the hilly areas, it brings down the soils. Those soils, because of the blockage, because of the construction of the dams, those soils are deposited in the reservoir. Now what is, we know the dams are like this, and on the middle, when blocks are created, when the middle dam is created, so this place becomes a reservoir. This large area becomes a reservoir where water is collected. So in this reservoir all the sediments are collected. So this, in the reservoir, a huge sediment is collected. At the same time, after the dams, the water that flows, it doesn't have any sediment, so it has a rockier beds. So you can understand, when a river is naturally flowing, when it is blocked because of the construction of dam, what happens? The first thing happens, the excessive sediments, the soils that are brought by the river are deposited. They are deposited at the bottom of the reservoir. What is a reservoir? The large area where the water is collected, as I was showing you in this diagram, that this area where the water is stored, and this reservoir is having a lot of sediments. As the result, after the dams, the water that flows, when it is released, this area do not have any soil. So what happens? This area has only the rocks, so rockier beds. So these are the problems for the aquatic animals. Okay, so that is the second problem. Third number is poor habitat for the aquatic life. As I told you that as the all the sediments, all the soil are deposited in the large the reservoir. Therefore, the lower streams, that the streams that flow after the dams, lower streams doesn't have any soil, any sediments, results results for the poor habitat of the aquatic life. Therefore, fish, the aquatic animals, they cannot live in this area, the lower areas, okay, because those area only contains the rocks and doesn't have any soil, because the soil is already collected in this reservoir. So that leads to poor habitat for the aquatic life, and therefore the aquatic animals, especially the fish, they cannot live properly in this area. The fourth thing is submerging of the land and soil and leading to degradation and decomposition. This is the most important thing, and this is the biggest problem that we face because of the construction of dams. See, because of the construction of dams, a large area, the reservoir, because water spreads to in a large area, because here is the block, here is the dam, so water cannot pass through. Therefore, water is collected in a large area. As a result, what happens? The submergence, okay, large area, the large land and the trees get submerged under the water, so those lands becomes waste, and the trees also destroyed because the water covers those areas. So that is the big problem. The fifth number is fragmentation rivers, fragmenting rivers, making it difficult for the aquatic fauna to migrate. We know that fish, they migrate in different seasons for breeding. From one place to another, they migrate along with the flow of water. When the flow of water is blocked by the construction of dams, so what happens? The aquatic animals, especially the fish, they cannot migrate to different areas and for breeding. So that is also stopped by the construction of dam. Apart from this, there are many other reasons why dams are under the opposition, under the criticism, because a vast area when submerged by the water, those local people, the people those live near those dams, they have to migrate. So migration of a local people, that is also the big problem. People have to migrate from those area and have to go different places. So in that, they are losing their homes, they are losing their lands, and vast area of the vegetations are also destroyed. This also leads to the pollutions, and sometimes it also becomes the reason for the flood. So there are many reasons. There are many reasons why dams are under the opposition. So these are the things I have told you. Next, we are going to see when we are discussing about the oppositions, people oppose the construction of these large dams. We are also going to see one example, the best example of the opposition, why local people, why environmentalists, they oppose the construction of dam. So best example is the Narmada Bachao Andolan. We have been hearing, we have heard it even from a olden time, Narmada Bachao Andolan, movement against the construction of Sardar Sarovar Dam across the Narmada River in Gujarat. So first of all, what is Narmada Bachao Andolan? Why people oppose the construction of this dam on Narmada River? So you must understand it properly. First of all, Narmada Bachao Andolan is a movement. What movement? Movement against the construction of Sardar Sarovar Dam across Narmada River in Gujarat. You understood? So, movement against the construction of Sardar Sarovar Dam across the Narmada River in Gujarat, this movement is known as Narmada Bachao Andolan. Why this is a movement? Why people stop the construction of this Sardar Sarovar Dam on Narmada River. The reason, first one. Second thing is movement by the tribal people, farmers, environmentalists, and human rights activists. Now, who does this movement? Who leads this movement? Who are the people who are against the construction of this Sardar Sarovar Dam on across this Narmada River? So these are the people, tribal people, the local people of those area, tribal people, some farmers, environmentalists, and human rights activists. These are the people jointly they fought against the construction of Sardar Sarovar Dam across the Narmada River. The reason why this is a movement. So the reason is focused on the environmental issues. The major reason is the environmental issues. They do not want, as I told you, because of the construction of dams, a large area is submerged by the water. So large land and the vegetations are covered and submerged by the water. As a result, those lands become waste and the vegetations are also destroyed. So environmentalists, they mainly focus on these environmental issues. This is the main reasons, okay, because of this destroys the environment, this destroys the land, this destroys the vegetation. So main issue is the environmental issues, environmental related issue. New issue, one more new issue, a recent one issue is also added to this movement, and that is the rehabilitation of the displaced people and giving them proper facility. The people, those who had to migrate because of the construction of Sardar Sarovar Dam on Narmada River. So the rehabilitation is the next issue. The giving them proper place to settle, giving them proper facilities. So that is the another reasons for the movement. So I hope you understood. Apart from this, there are many interstate water dispute. Okay, students, not only these many reasons, not only the Narmada Bachao Andolan, but there are many other interstate dispute because of this construction of dams. Okay, so that are interstate. What is the meaning of the interstate dispute? These are the disputes amongst the states within India. Different states in India, they have the disputes among themselves because of the certain rivers and their water. So we are going to see among the states of Delhi, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh related to use of Yamuna river. So the first dispute is the Yamuna river dispute. Okay, and this dispute is among the state of Delhi, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Their dispute is, their fighting is because of the use of river Yamuna. How much water, which state will use how much water. So that is the reason for their dispute. The second is the Krishna Godavari dispute. This is the dispute related to Krishna and Godavari river, and this dispute is amongst the state of Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh and the government of Maharashtra. Now, what is the issue between these states? The issue is diversion of more water by the Maharashtra government. Maharashtra government uses more water of Krishna Godavari river. As a result, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, they are having a dispute with the Maharashtra government. The next third number is Kaveri water issue among the states of Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. This is the third issue and dispute amongst the state of Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Puducherry. These are the states, they are having dispute related to the water of Kaveri river. Now, what is the reason? What is the main issue? It says that as per there was an agreement in 1892 and 1924. In 1892 and 1924 there was a agreement. Okay, as per this agreement, Kerala was not a party. Kerala was not a part of this agreement when agreement was done in 1892 and 1924 related to the water of Kaveri. At that time, Kerala was not the part of this agreement. But later on, when this agreement finished, when this period of agreement crossed, Kerala also became a part and started using the water of Kaveri. As a result, this matter still remains. This matter still remains as a dispute among the state of Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Puducherry. There is no further agreement has been done, and it still remains as a dispute. So, students, you could understood these are the different inter-state dispute related to the construction of dam, related to the uses of water. So these are the things we have studied in today's class. The opposition to large dams, why there is opposition, what are the reasons, and also I have told you about the the reasons for the disputes, and finally we will study about the different rainwater harvesting system practiced in different parts of India, and with that we will end our chapter number 3. So that's all for today. Thank you.